These are worry stones. I make these out of polymer clay.
Damn, I thought a worry stones was crack, but carry on.
This lady lives in a situation where an apartment in New York that she moves into as a sublet. So she basically becomes a roommate with someone on a sublet. She ends up getting kicked out, or the person who she's living with wants to kick her out after she moves in. So she turns it into like a 30-part TikTok series.
24 hours ago, I was told by my current roommate that I was getting kicked out at the end of June, even though I moved in a month ago. Always wanted to live here. I broke up with an ex, quit my job, moved here with not a lot of money. Through all of last year, I've just been aching to find home. I felt like this place was it.
She lived through 5 sublets before. That's it was written on the screen.
Correct.
When I moved in May, her tone changed, and it felt like she started policing me over things that were so elementary. She would not allow me to store things on the top 2 shelves in the cabinet because it, quote, stresses her out. When I moved in, I had a different dish rack than her, and I was like, hey, I've got this other dish rack. Would you be open to us giving it a try? Immediately, she shut it. My entire issue with her through this last month has just been her lack of compromising. And so a few nights ago, I received a text of her being like, please remember that the top shelf in the fridge is mine. I have just my gallon of milk stored up there in my creamer. Like, you can keep your milk here, but you need to move the creamer. And I was like, is there a reason why? Because you don't have that much stored on that shelf. She's like, because it's my shelf, that's why. And it was end of discussion. And I was too tired that night. And I deal with this in the morning because I need to say something. Wake up and I type out very long text. I spent over an hour working on it because I grew up in an family, in an abusive relationship.
I'm sorry. I get it. People go through things, but mentioning your multiple times in one video, and that's the reason why you wrote your roommate a lengthy text. Bit much for me, but let's keep going.
But I can still really struggle with taking up space. Of course, I'm going to have screenshots for you. This is exactly what I said. I have nothing to...
Okay.
Damn.
Damn.
I've been fully cooperative with every request you've made since I moved in, and I haven't felt like you've been open to the compromise or considering trying something new. I deserve to take up space here too, but I feel like my preferences aren't even heard out. The LED lights in the living room are low voltage, so they don't eat into our power bill at all. I'm the name on the bill, so could easily charge you less, leaving them on.
Fair.
If that's the case, right?
If that's the case. Yeah. I think so far so good.
She immediately came back with this.
Thanks for letting me know how you feel. Don't think we're a good fit. If I'm being transparent, I want to make you aware I'm still looking for a new roommate. Oof. Getting replaced. As for the LED lights, you never told me about them or told me you wanted to keep them on even if you're not in the living room. I personally think that's a waste of our light bill. Regardless if it's under your name, we split the bill. There you go. Okay. And I don't want to spend extra on 510 on the bill. I think you've been taking up space. You are setting boundaries and I'm respecting them. Example, the fridge situation. You wanted to not mix her things. Okay. So wait, her wait. So the top shelf is hers. You got the bottom shelf. You want to put shit on her shelf because you don't put that much shit. But it was your idea to separate.
This is the first that I'm hearing of this. I thought everything was fine, besides her sort of hostile responses to me whenever I would bring something up as like a compromise, because that's what you fucking do with roommates. We don't even interact. She has her own front door in her bedroom.
She doesn't even address it. Okay, stop it right there. The other lady brought up a perfectly normal response and brought up real concerns. It was your idea to separate things in the fridge. That's my shelf. I don't care if you don't think I have much in there. Don't put your stuff on my shelf after you told me you want to separate things. Super reasonable. She didn't address it. And she put that shit up on screen, which makes her look fucking goofy. So to me, do you know what hits me? The lack of self-awareness. Already making a video on your roommate situation as a that's weird.
Oh, but we're in the diary era. It's diary era. Everything is on there.
I agree, but I think there's so many people in this world who don't do that. I'm a content creator. I've had issues with my roommate, and I lived with that in 10 years. I never went online, and that's my job. So many people don't even do it for free. So many people don't do it for money. A lot of people don't. So even though we do see people, when people do it, I think it's okay to judge them. This was unnecessary to be online. Because she don't even realize that looks weird.
I'm giving all of this context because the further that you get down in these messages, the weirder that the shit gets. I got some tea from the girl who lived before me, and it gave so much context.
Now, you guys can kind of see where this is going. But she ends up meeting the ex-roommate. She ends up having a sit down. She does like a 30-part series, okay, on her roommate situation. It goes mega viral. It's a crazy thing to see. This is a lot, right? Okay.
And you can see it in my response to her. It's like, are we for real? Did I do something that offended you? Because I really want to stay. I'm very happy here. Mental health is so much better. And it was funny seeing her come back with, really, you're happy here? Your text says otherwise. And it was like, what do you mean?
I have to say,
I was in the park a few weeks ago. I saw a hawk capture a smaller bird and flew up into the trees, and I hear all of the little birds squawking around it, and it was very traumatizing. I absolutely sobbed watching the feathers float down, but I knew I was seeing that for a reason. I posted about it on my Instagram.
Pause! What happened, my guy?
yeah, you heard birds and you
Damn.
you sobbed.
What happened? There's birds fuck this city. There's birds everywhere.
This is the most Gen Z coded video I've seen in a long time.
You're gonna flip around when you see the size of the rats.
Like when people think of like blue-haired feminists, they're talking about this girl.
I continuously keep the peace because it was never safe for me in the past to speak up, either get physically hurt, verbally assaulted, emotionally abused. Last few months, I've been really working on myself. Like I'm recovering a lot of that, and it is calming.
What does that have to do with the story, mama?
This, and then one of her friends called it.
So now she's having like a powwow with like ex-friends and like she's involving a bunch of people who you feel like it has turned into a giant conspiracy. I'm just meeting up because like we don't want to hear her yet forever.
And it literally turned into the town fucking crier. It's like, not the whole village. Just felt so supported and seen by the universe. I am so powerful and magnetic, and I have been told by too many people that I'm not, and that I don't deserve to take up space. I don't deserve to eat. I deserve to eat. And I ate. That is literally what my friend said in the text after I told her about the hawk. She was like, you're the hawk and you just got fed. I was like, fuck it.
What? What is happening? No. What is happening? What is happening?
What's happening?
Tell me.
I'm too sober for this shit.
Facts.
She said that I could stay instead and that she would leave, and I was given 24 hours to find a new roommate. I don't know what I'm going to do. I've moved so many times the last year of living in New York. I'm on my 5th sublet now, and I know the life that I signed up for by being a full-time artist in New York City.
I was about to let it slide, my dude.
Mm-hmm.
Because I said you have 5 sublets. I was like, it's okay to have 5 sublets. What's the time frame of the 5 sublets? In a year? I can understand some points that, your roommate is being a bit. But 5 sublets in a year?
Okay, couple things.
Please.
Her being like, well, you got to consider me, whatever, da. You're a subletting person.
Yes.
That means that you are transient. Unless your name is on the lease as one of the people, you're a sublet.
It's not your room.
It's not your room.
It's not your house.
So her being like, I didn't know you were going to replace me. It's like, well, that's kind of what a sublet. Like I've subletted a place. It was always very clear to me that I was going to lose the apartment unless we came to an agreement that it's not the case.
You can't spell sublet without sub. Change. Sub.
These are worry stones. I make these out of polymer clay. The idea is to fidget with these when you're anxious. Rub the belly, twirl it.
Damn, I thought worry stones was crack, but carry on. You take crack and then you worry about, I don't have enough crack. Do you have any more crack? And then you worry about it and you suck dick. That's worry crack.
Facts. My mind went left, bro. I started looking at my girl's like, this is a worry hole. It helps me with my anxiety, so please give me access.
You go home and you ask your girl, yo babe, what? Can I fidget?
Finally have the verdict on this whole landlord roommate situation. I set up a GoFundMe last week in preparation for this potential outcome because covering the entirety months of rent for July and a security deposit and a third-party guarantor is a lot of fucking money that I don't have. Genuinely, the last thing that I want to do is steal from the community, especially from the people who have lived here all of their lives. The thing that I've always respected about New York is New Yorkers. My favorite thing is talking with people who've lived here all of their lives and hearing their stories, and especially hearing about the communities.
Look at her glazing New Yorkers. All the niggas up in Bushwick and Harlem. You think they'd be like, yeah, we did that shit. But they're like, yo, bitch, get the fuck up out of here. She not gonna last. She not gonna be part of no community. She go back to whatever fucking backwater state she from. She not gonna last. Go ahead.
Because when I hear her talk, I just hear New York niggas playing snare on him. Yo, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
To me, it's just like,
fuck out of here.
Stop. And I could understand, but also like, yo, get a job. You know, like you sell, and the business not work. I respect being an artist, doing your thing. But if you can't afford bills, get a job like everybody else.
Yo, everybody.
If your business, if your art trying not paying bills, get a job like But a GoFundMe because you don't want to be employed. I don't feel bad for you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That is like the pitch. I just respect New York. Get a job. Get a job. You want to know how much she asking? Look at that.
Well, that sounds accurate.
Help me fight to stay in New York. $5K.
Well, that's for a month.
So she's not asking for them to co-pay a month. What are you talking about?
If her name is going to be on the whole lease, that could be that. I don't know how big the room is.
But remember what she said. She said she was ready to pay with a roommate. This is more than that. She said, oh, I don't know what we're going to do for July and the security deposit.
For July and a security deposit and a third-party guarantor is a lot of fucking money that I don't have, that I've not been prepared to pay.
It is much more than that. Because she's not even including her having $5K? Look at this sheet. Hi, I'm EK. I've been full-time artist in New NYC for over a year now, and I've jumped through so many sublets trying to find a home. I moved into my current place thinking I'd get to stay, but after a horribly traumatizing situation with my room. Okay, the reason why is like the way people weaponize mental health language. Like when you guys hear horribly traumatizing, what do you guys think?
War.
Don't use a top shelf, bitch.
But that was a war.
Turn off your LED lights.
Yo, no, because it was.
Turn off your LED lights.
It was war.
Rub that worry stone.
It was war.
Trauma. I'm sorry.
It was war because it was a fight over territory.
So much is still uncertain. It's agonizing. I feel embarrassed to even do this because of, girl, you made 30 TikToks on your roommate. You are not embarrassed. Let's get to the juicy part.
Oh. Sublet I met about a month ago made a 30-part TikTok series about me, and I want to address a few things. I genuinely don't know how any of this is my fault. You started subleasing a few weeks ago. A sublease is temporary by definition, meaning I don't owe you shit.
It's a sub.
You are not entitled just because you moved in.
Yeah.
I feel like I gave you plenty of notice and time to make arrangements so that when you re-sign the lease, you won't be stressed out. You even admitted that you found someone within a day. The real issue is that the rent increased and now you need to qualify for the lease yourself. And that is not my problem. That's just how New York renting goes.
True.
I feel like that's how renting goes in any state. A sublet I met
about... And she's going to keep this shit brief, okay? Thank the Lord. That's one of the sexy. When a woman, woman tells me a story, and that shit done in like a minute, my dick gets hard.
Yes, but
there's time for an erection. It stays hard.
Right.
But a 30-minute, like it's going hard, soft, and then. God bless her. And I'm not actually like sexy, but I appreciate it. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay. Nobody harassing nobody. Chill.
No. But it took a lot of words for you to say that. I'm just saying.
Yeah. But it didn't take a lot of blood flow. You know what I'm saying?
Moved 5 times within a year. At this point, babe, there's a common denominator and it's definitely not the people.
I've been saying though.
I feel like at this point it's you. Throughout all your videos, there was a consistency of you talking about me, about my situation, my bills, my pay stubs, my proof of income, when in reality, I have a job. I pay my bills on time. I even secured my new apartment. I think you're projecting what you're lacking onto me.
At the end of the day, you can't take it out of the way. At the end of the day gotta end. Go home, lady. 30 videos.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
that's next year.
Traumatized. It's your own trauma, bitch.
But
You
you
broke
sublet.
and you not working. Get a job.
I feel like what's genuinely crazy is I never wished anything bad upon you. I really do hope you get approved for this apartment with your new roommate. What sucks is that you made 30 videos about me consecutively, wishing bad upon me, saying I'm getting karma, calling me names,
She did say that.
calling me out of my name. I don't even know you, babe, and you don't even know me. I just met you a month ago. You didn't start a GoFundMe because you lost your job, you have medical expenses to take care of, or have hard times at this moment. You started a GoFundMe because you don't have the funds for the apartment, and instead of being honest about that, you're blaming me. People have asked you multiple times, why don't you get an actual job?
Yes.
And your response is always, I'm an artist.
Bro, let me tell you something. I've been an artist fucking for most part of my fucking life. Since I was 16. I'm 44. Last time I quit my job was in 2017. Not even a full 10 years.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the whole time I was an artist, I had a job. I had a job. Jobs! I never had one job at a time. Sometimes you gotta, no, I'm an artist. I'm just gonna, you know what I call this? Fucking privilege. You're privileged that people gave you money. Congratulations, live your life. Never in my life would I have to put my burden on other motherfuckers that I don't know.
A GoFundMe is crazy.
GoFundMe for you to live in New York for a month is crazy, my girl. And guess what? I don't wish it. I don't wish it upon me. But if it happens and I gotta go back, I will go back and work for my shit. I will fucking hate it, but I gotta do what I gotta do.
I can understand a GoFundMe for so many reasons. Just because you don't want to get a job, you're fucking lazy. Period. You know how many artists treat their art as a side job until they get the cash flow to either go fully into their art when they're not? That's what I did. I saved my money from the military. I saved my money from all my gigs and contract. I saved my money when I lived at home very briefly with my mom. And then I had enough in my coffers to do 3 years without working. And I lived accordingly. I took apartments I could afford. I lived living situations I could handle. And you think that because you have a passion, you don't have an obligation to do things you don't want to as an adult. But you want the benefit of it being an adult. You want to live on your own. You want to have the apartment you want, in the area you want, in the city you want, but you don't want to have to do any labor for it, other than the labor you're conveniently enjoying. No. You're lazy. And then you want to blame your roommate for your circumstance. Not the fact that you're irresponsible financially. Not the fact that you refuse to get a job. Not the fact that you have not planned for this accordingly. Not any of that. Bro, if you look at this girl's budgeting and how she spends her money, you'll probably find the dumbest fucking expenses. Tell me how you are beholden on your roommate to stay in this apartment because it's her name on the lease, not yours. And you think it's smart while you live with this lady to make a 30-part series on her that she's going to see. Sit with that. This person is the only one that can make sure you're going to be able to stay there and have a good situation because you're subletting and you are antagonizing her and airing her out. That's how I know this is a fucking goober, because she's not even accepting her position in this dynamic. She going online to self-sabotage.
The position that she chose, by the way. Fuck out of here.
I ain't from New York. You do it.
I'm not from New York too, but I got family. Queens,
Pizza pasta.
Astoria.
It's
Yo,
to me,
stand up.
Mario.
Fuck out of here. It's the situation that you chose. That is not a situation that you got. It's choices, my girl. First and foremost, let's talk about the art that you do. I don't mind it. Live your life, boo-boo. Do your thing. But you have to know at some point, with your lack of self-awareness, this is the most niche shit that I've ever seen in my life. And for you to make bank and money with them fidget stones, you either gotta be a fucking crack seller or Temu. You're not. The competition of fidget things is very, 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 very big. My girl, everybody's the problem, not you. When you're sublets, you don't have a home.
And there's benefits to too.
Sorry, there is benefits.
You know what the benefits are?
Yeah, what? You can leave whenever the fuck you want.
That's my point.
Because your name is not on lease.
So she want an ownership, but she want none of the fucking downsides with it. She want to say, but she's not. And there's a benefit. And I'm just
cherry pick, my girl.
I'm just saying that because people might be like, "Oh, sublets is not fair." It's also not fair to the person you're using that spot to, because you can just run out whenever you want.
And I could say the most humbly, my girl, lower your fucking voice. voice. You think you're acting like you have a whole ass mortgage.
We live in this era where people just air folks out for anything.
Yes.
It's like, bitch, this should have been an email. To your friend, to somebody, to yourself.
Ooh,
it should have been a Dear Diary entry and move the fuck on.
Yep.
And it's like to the point where people are now just airing out their shit, not for money, it's just to like feel like a victim online and gain some sympathy or to demonize the other person or whatever it is. But like, y'all also just self-sabotage you.
Say it.
Like, stop being online, airing
Say
out
it.
everything.
Say it. No, because you being an op right now. Eat. You ate. Sorry. I had to.
You are 30 years old. You are a grown woman. Even I, in my 20s, understand the concept of how renting, how deposits, how moving, how all of that goes. If I can understand that and I take responsibility because I know the world doesn't owe me anything, I feel like you can do that as well.
Oh, I will say, we said Gen Z coded, 'cause the other lady's 30. So, let me apologize because the person from the younger generation is the more grown person here, is the one not using goofy ass language, is the one who's assuming her responsibilities. She used her age originally, but this girl's so young and immature.
This person is mid-20s, but acting like they're in high school.
You are in your 30s. You can't even get a job. You got to GoFundMe to pay rent. I gotta hold that L.
I
gotta hold that L because I said this shit was Gen Z coded. I gotta hold that L.
Hold it.
I gotta hold it.
Here.
Give it to me.
Holy neck kisses, bro. Relax.